Hello and welcome to KG5 here at Glenorchy. TSL action, round 10. Glenorchy Magpies up against the Kingborough Tigers. Huge game of footy coming up, Sunday afternoon special on the TSL live stream. My name is Anthony Osborne, joined in the commentary box today by the great Brent Costello. Good to have you with me today, Brent. How are you going?
Good to see you, Anthony, as well. Good to have you back at the footy, and it is going to be a cracker this afternoon. Looking forward to this one. Huge ramifications as far as finals go, especially after yesterday's big win by Lauderdale against Launceston, which was a huge result for the Bombers. So, yeah, huge ramifications here this afternoon on a Sunday.
Absolutely, no, good to have standalone Sunday football in the TSL. And, yeah, as you said, this game here, two teams that the Tigers been towards the bottom of the ladder the entire season. They really need to get a hurry on if they're going to make a push towards finals football. And with that top four, Glenorchy now in a really crucial spot at fifth at this stage with a win-loss ratio of 3 to 5. So if they can win today, they'll go a long way to setting them up. But they have been dealt a blow. Ben Camrick, one of the key wins for today, is actually a late withdrawal, as is Matthew Dilger. So Zach Webster and Luke Nicholson come into the side for Glenorchy. Obviously during the week, the announcement of Jay Bowden coming back in alongside a few other players like Aaron Brennan, Adam Roberts and Ben Camrick would give them a big boost. The loss of Camrick is a blow, but it's good to see Jay Bowden back in the side.
Oh, absolutely. Saw him here a few weeks ago and just tore it up. But it was great to see him doing well. He's a superstar of the comp, we know that. I think Ben Camrick was a long shot to get up today to get through training Friday night. Speaking to Coach Paul Kennedy on Friday, it was looking unlikely. So they would have been prepared for that. You're speaking about the Tigers getting a wriggle on too. They did that certainly in the second half a few nights ago against North Hobart. Really flipped the switch at half time after being behind. 4 goals I think it was at half time and got the win by 5 points in the end. So a great result for the Tigers there. Give them confidence going into this game, but the short turnaround is going to be interesting too, Anthony, because it's worked for some teams. It didn't work for North the other night, but I reckon the Tigers will learn something out of that.
Yeah, it really is uncharted territory, isn't it? Especially at this level of football. Obviously seeing the AFL clubs throughout the year around with professional full-time athletes, roles really that consistently. But the TSL level, it's going to be a big challenge for the Tigers today. They've got quite a young team, a few other leaders there as well, but yeah, they'll be hoping they can take that momentum from the second half and bring it into today's game. But I know you were calling the action from home during the week. You thought the game with Will Campbell was exceptional. I think he only ended up with 15 touches. I say only, the impact he had.
They kicked 3, I think. It just really turned it up a notch. The man they got suited. It was brilliant to watch. Conditions are a little bit unsettling here. I think we're expecting a bit of rain this afternoon. I got up this morning, it was a beautiful day across Hobart. Wind out here is always an issue too at KG5. It was a bit blowy on the way and seems to have settled a little bit. Certainly blowing when I was having a kick on the way with the kids. Not here, Anthony. I don't do that at TSL at the moment, but at a local school. Still done with you guys, just probably, but Paul Kennedy wasn't driving past. I got a game this afternoon.
Did you get a late call up?
I haven't. But it should be a cracking game this afternoon. And I need to correct myself on the coverage from yesterday. Ryan Rosaldale said it is a final four, as we know, this year. One will play 4 in the finals and 2 will be 3. It's only a 2-week final series this year, so if you can get in there, you can cause some damage if the other team's off on that first week of the finals game. So, Lauderdale, we saw what they could do yesterday. I think anyone can beat anyone on any given day. We saw that yesterday with Clarence as well. They had all those players out, the Roos, and still really took it to North Launceston. So it's a really good competition at the moment. Absolutely.
It's certainly, I think in years gone by, there's kind of been a clear gap between the best and the worst in the competition. But as you've said, saw North Hobart almost topple Launceston earlier in the year as well. So every game is must watch in the TSL at the moment, and hopefully today is no exception. Glenorchy and the Tigers, and as you mentioned, I think last time I was out at KG5, Brent, I almost felt like I was underwater in the last quarter with the rain coming across. So fingers crossed it doesn't quite get to that level, but we'll see how it goes today. The two teams in their respective huddles at the moment. What promises to be an exciting game of football. Huge ramifications, as we've already touched on. A couple of players I'm really keen to watch today, Brent. Tyler Carter up forward for the Tigers. I think Glenorchy's defence, I know they conceded a pretty big score against Launceston in their last game, but the efforts of their defensive unit for the year have been pretty impressive, led by Tom Cleary. Tyler Carter is a different sort of key forward in this competition, but with 16 goals from 8 games, he does have a knack for hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's provided a real target for them up there this year. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, love to have Mickey Paul up there like they've had in previous seasons. But no, I've liked the work of Tyler Carter. Provides a bit of a presence up there. Not too far away from the start here, 1 minute away from the opening bounce. Reasonable crowd in too. We know we've got the conditions here, with 500 still, so pretty good out there. Anthony, tough to get a park out here sometimes, so I think we'll be in for a ripping contest this afternoon.
And a shout out as well, a couple of player milestones. Lockie Watt playing his 100th game for the Tigers, the first Tiger to play 100 TSL games. That's a huge achievement for him. And young Riley Ashland on the other side of things making his debut. Exciting youngster, I think, was in and amongst the calculations for the Devils squad this year as well. So keen to see him play his debut and Lockie Watt reach a terrific milestone of 100 senior games.
Bit of push and shove out there already, which we like to see. Plenty on the line here this afternoon at KG5. Final's not too far away, so the 4 points just gets more important by the week. Umpire holds the ball aloft. And we're right to go here for this big Sunday afternoon clash on the live stream. It's Glenorchy and the Tigers. Ball goes to ground. Sue Campbell, the man that was so devastating for the Tigers a couple of nights ago against North Hobart. He drives it long inside 50. Here's the milestone man, Lockie Watt, but it's Mackenzie Willis that gets the handball out. He gets his own ball back in the end. Willis goes to the top of the square. Mark taken. No, it's not. Well done by the Glenorchy defender. Here's Lovell, the ball magnet. Does really well. Is he taken high? Umpire said no, or he's blown the whistle in the end. And it looks like it's coming back, and the free kick will go to that man, Kieran Lovell. You're on a slight angle here. Kick from about 30 metres out, or maybe 25. And this would be a dream start for the Tigers, Anthony.
Absolutely, just what the Tigers would have wanted. The guys like Mackenzie Willis and now Kieran Lovell getting their hands on the footy nice and early as well. Really positive start.
So the former Hawthorn player wanders in and has a look at goal. And that is a dream start for the Kingborough Tigers. They kick the opener here at KG5 on a Sunday afternoon.
Absolutely, perfect start for the Tigers. Kieran Lovell was never going to miss from there, and that is exactly what they were after, getting that momentum that they were able to finish the game during the week with. Start this one as well, and really Glenorchy hardly touched the football in that opening passage of play, Brent, just able to move the ball quickly inside 50 with the Tigers, and Mackenzie Willis, who just warming his way into TSL footy in his return to the yellow and black. A couple of really important touches for him as well. Trent Baumler would be delighted with that start. It's just a matter of whether or not the Tigers can try and jump the gate and get a couple on the board early against the Maggies.
Start's so important as well.
Yeah.
Particularly after what we saw the other night with North Hobart running out of legs.
So Magpies win the ball down, but Will Campbell was the first man in pursuit of the football. Marcus Davies is in there as well for the Tigers. Just a hacked kick through mid-air. Players everywhere around this football at the moment. Runner out wide in Banks Smith. Lays a strong tackle on Burrows Chang, and the Magpies look to take the advantage and go inside 50. Mark taken. Jay Bowden. Well, he's a big inclusion for the Magpies today, and it hasn't taken him long to get his hands on the football and get involved in the play. Brent Costello.
Well, they missed him last week, didn't they? They missed a lot of players his age. They had, I think, 11 blokes under the age of 20 in their side.
He does it all, does Jay Bowden. No doubt Paul Kennedy would want 3 or 4 of him, but this is a fantastic opportunity for him now as he begins his pursuit on goal. Ball on the way. It's going to be tight. Just gets over the line, Jay Bowden. The Magpies respond immediately. 1 straight apiece, early runnings at KG5.
Well, we might have a shootout on our hands. That's a couple of goals inside the opening 2.5 minutes. And as I'll expand on, the start's so important because, yes, North Hobart ran out of legs in the second half the other night. The Tigers will be wary of that. And Glenorchy just want to respond from what was a pretty disappointing display last week. Paul Kennedy said they spoke about that and how disappointed they were to represent the club the way they did. So they would have spoken about a lot in the lead-up to this game this afternoon. Absolutely.
Dream response there from the Magpies. We're back in the middle of the ground. Cooper Sorty doing the ruck duties, wins it down, but only as far as Callan Daly. Bit of candy sold by Daniel Joseph. Links back up with Callan Daly as the Magpies go forward again looking in the direction of Bowden. Some runners are out the back there for the Magpies. They just dribble the ball towards goal. Matty Joseph, a nice pick-up, but a strong tackle laid. And holding the football, really good tackle laid there by Blake McCulloch. So the Tigers avert a bit of danger there, Brent.
They have indeed. So it's that man, McCulloch, with the footy in the defensive zone for the Tigers. He goes long to the wing. Here's Mackenzie Willis. We know how dangerous he is. Managed to get the handball away just. Daly, who played really well out here a couple of weeks ago in our last stream game. They go inside 50 again. Glenorchy. Mark not taken. Here's Lovell. Brings it out of defence for Kingborough. Inside the centre square. Nice mark taken by Burrows Cheng. He goes a little further wide to Zach Adams. And a mark, nice mark out in front taken by Luke Graham, who'll have a look at his options inside 50. So high ball. Pack forms underneath the footy. Mark not taken. Good handball. Little ground grubber kick at goal. It's successful for the Tigers. They've got a couple in the opening 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Tyler Carter able to hit the scoreboard. Just dribbled the ball through. Cooper Sorty creating the contest inside 50. But again, just quick ball movement for both sides inside their attacking 50s, Brent. And that's exactly what the Tigers were after. They conceded that quick goal back to Glenorchy, but able to hit the scoreboard in a big way early. 2 straight 12 to the Magpies, 1 straight 6. And Tyler Carter getting himself involved in this contest as well. Again, just kicking the ball long, getting it in nice and quickly, Brent, and they're able to hit the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Yeah, they started well a couple of nights ago against North Hobart. I think they kicked the first couple, and then it was all the demons from there on in until half time. So we're back in the middle. Bounce favoured the Tigers, Ruckman. So we'll have it brought back. It's a little dark and gloomy here at KG5. Was rain forecast for this afternoon. I'm not sure what time that's set for, but we may see a little bit as play goes on. They try and win it out of the middle Glenorchy. They do, but only as far as the Tigers defender in Griggs, who pushes it just outside the centre square. Here's the milestone man, Lockie Watt. Trying to do a little tunnel handball. Glenorchy are in there. Big tackle on the Tigers, and we'll have another ball up. 2 straight 12 to 1 straight 6. It is the visitors leading this one at the moment. Cooper Sorty had that one all to himself. Ball bouncing towards the Tigers attack, and here is Mackenzie Willis. Gets it out the back door, the former Gold Coast son, and makes no mistake. Straight through the middle. The Tigers have 3.
Yeah, classy finish there from Mackenzie Willis. Really good work from him. The Tigers moving the ball with a fair bit of freedom at the moment. As you said, it all started with Cooper Sorty able to get the ball himself out of that ruck contest, and Mackenzie Willis just showing his class, running into an open goal line. Excellent start for the Tigers. After the quick Glenorchy response to the opening goal, Tigers now kick 2 in a row and take the early advantage. But to have a guy like Mackenzie Willis in that team, Brent, it just must give those young guys a lot of confidence, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Looking up to someone, as we say, that's played at the AFL level, coming back halfway through the year, gives you a boost. And it's sort of where they've turned their form around, I guess, in many ways, since he's been back with this team.
It takes a fair bit of responsibility off Kieran Lovell's shoulders as well. He's in the middle at the moment. Cooper Sorty wins that one down. Tigers again, they're going to advance inside 50. That time through Ashland, the debutant. No mark taken. Carter's involved, as is Lockie Watt. Glenorchy with the numbers though, as Ryan Banks-Smith just strolls through the middle of KG5. Tries to sell a bit of candy to Cooper Sorty, who lays an excellent tackle, and the Tigers are away as they drive the ball inside 50. Tyler Carter with a fair bit of space takes the mark, and Cooper Sorty, fantastic tackle on Banks-Smith, who saw the bigger opponent and just thought he'd take a bit of a dance.
And here is this man, Tyler Carter. We spoke about him pre-game and the presence he's provided. The Tigers up forward, going for his second goal of the match already, Anthony.
Absolutely. So Tyler Carter, first goal was a little ground grabber. Now he has a proper set shot on goal. Ball's on the way. It's going to be tight. The post is shaking, but Tyler Carter makes no mistake. He's got 2, and the Tigers are up and about early at KG5.
What happened with the post there? I was looking for Dane Rampy, see if he was sort of halfway up it, but nevertheless, it's a Tigers goal, and they are off to a hot start here at KG5. 4 straight to 1 straight. 24 plays 6. We've gone just over 8 minutes in this opening quarter on a Sunday afternoon. This is a really great start to the game for a team that's only had the short turnaround. Played Wednesday night, backing it up here on Sunday. So we're back in the middle here at KG5. Nice bounce this time from the umpire. It's 1 down by Deegan. Tigers, though, get the centre clearance again. It goes forward, but the kick out in the end by Webster. Good to see him back playing TSL footy after an injury layoff. He can get going when he's up and about. Zach Webster. Up it goes again. Deegan got first use of it. Umpire's blowing the whistle here for a hold, and it will go the way of Glenorchy. And Banks Smith, no, he's passing that off. I miss Mitch Rainbird today. He's still out on suspension, of course. He also played well here a few weeks ago on our last stream game. Banks Smith with the footy. Young gun of the competition. Chance for Glenorchy to go into attack. Bowden flew at the back. Ball goes out the back door and picked up by the Tigers, and they'll run it out of defence once more. Let's try and switch play to the commentary side of the ground here at KG5. A lot of Glenorchy players around the ball. Will Campbell was there, but here's Josh Arnold, the captain, and something happened there to Will Campbell. He's up and about, which is good news, but you heard the crowd noise there. They weren't happy with it as Aaron Brennan goes inside 50. Big fly, nice mark. Fantastic stuff from Lockie Godomski. Right on the last line of defence there for the Tigers, Anthony Osborne.
Terrific mark from Godomski as the Tigers try and bring the ball out of defensive 50, but a turnover as Callan Daly swoops, looks for the option, ends up just trying to retrieve his own football. Does Daly, dancing one way then the other, chopped off by Burrows Cheng as the Tigers try and advance their way out of defensive 50, but it's going to come back in with interest. Handball over the top in the direction of Deegan. Now Matty Joseph kicks in the Bowden direction, takes the mark. A turnover in defensive 50 there for the Tigers was costly, but I think that Lockie Godomski mark will be one of the highlights of the game today. That was a terrific grab, and in the end probably deserved better than for the Magpies to have a shot on goal. So Jay Bowden already kicked one for today. This one, a regulation shot for him, you'd think. The umpire does a bit of work, but straight through the middle of the big sticks for Jay Bowden. He's got two. Good response for the Magpies as they go to 12. The Tigers still 4 straight 24.
Yeah, we said they missed him last week, and he's proven that early in this game. He's got Glenorchy's only 2 goals so far. Such an important player. 3-time league best and fairest, of course. Not sure how many holidays he's had courtesy of the RACT, but he's had a few of those as well. So, just a very important player to this footy club, Jay Bowden. 2 straight 12 Glenorchy out to 4 straight 24. 12-point lead. Almost gone 12 minutes in the opening term. We restart in the middle. Gardner. Lovell was there. Mackenzie Willis gets the kick out. And that man, Soup Campbell. Burrows Cheng, though, went for the shot on 50. Daly was there to interfere. And we'll have a ball up just inside the forward 50 for the Tigers. Exciting start to this contest. As we said, a lot on the line as far as finals go. Here is Kieran Lovell. Has a look at an option up forward. Mark not taken. Still got use of it, though, the Tigers, through Luke Graham. Little kick in by the Pies goes out of bounds.
It's a very new look Glenorchy outfit this year, isn't it, Brent? Very different to the teams we've seen before, with guys like Braden Webb obviously out injured, Aidan Grace up forward as well. Just continuing to gel as a unit. Big challenge for them today as Carter wins that ball down. Only as far as the Glenorchy runner. Daniel Joseph almost stripped of the ball by Will Campbell. Callan Daly and Lockie Watt go head to head. Magpies in the end with the numbers. Out wide, John Geard finds Richard Dilger. Drives the ball back in, looking for Joseph. But Glenorchy defence still with a bit of work to do now. In the end, they've got the reinforcements in defensive 50 as they just look to pierce their way through via Josh Arnold. Just harassed as he kicked the ball. Bouncing ball on the wing here for the Magpies. Dilger involved once again. Retreats back to John Geard. Pressured when he kicked the football. It's just stayed in play. Glenorchy just get out of a little bit of danger and try and drive this ball from defence into attack. A lot of players on that side of the ground. Good mark taken. Strong grab from Matty Joseph. Slower approach here for Glenorchy as they bring the ball back inside. That one to Isaac Manson, another one of these young Glenorchy players looking to secure their spot. His kick just misses the target, and Daniel Joseph rolling out of bounds for a throw in.
Wind's starting to pick up here now. It's getting looking like the rain might fall here at some stage soon. So that lead will become even more important for the Tigers once that does hit. So the two rucks go at it. Gardner and Deegan. Gardner won it down. Geared tried off with the don't argue there. And Bowden couldn't take the mark but still has the footy. Brennan now. Hard to miss him with the bright white hair. Joseph inside 50. Anyone there for Glenorchy? It's all Tigers, but the mark was spilled in the end. And cries for holding the footy, but the umpire says, I'll have it and ball it up. Elijah Reardon there on screen. Obviously took a ripping mark at the Twin Ovals earlier in the year. I think that was against Glenorchy, potentially. I can't remember who it was against now, but one of the great marks in the TSL. Surely will be mark of the year. Tigers win it out the back through Bilson, but only as far as the Glenorchy defender in Arnold. Wants to play on quickly. The captain, he's a co-captain of this team alongside Braden Webb, but as you mentioned, Oz, he can't get out there at the moment, Braden Webb, which is devastating for the competition and the Glenorchy Footy Club. One of the best players going around when he is fit and firing, and known as Pigeon. So Glenorchy try and work it forward once more. Here's Arnold, has a look at what's ahead of him, opens the eyes and hits up Callan Daly. He plays on, quickly looking in the Bowden direction, but a nice fist out of bounds. And saying well done to Zach Adams there.
It's a courageous effort from Zach Adams. Seen a couple of efforts from the Tigers in defence. That Lockie Godomski mark earlier in the quarter as well. As Gardner wins that ball down. Was in the Ashland direction, unable to complete the transaction as Callan Daly, always dangerous around this part of the ground as he kicks the ball towards the goal. He's got a target there in Matty Joseph, but again, some excellent defensive work from the Tigers. Some pleas for holding the man.
Free kick
going to go the way of the Tigers. Sorry, Brent.
No, you're right.
Can just see as well, Zach Adams just hobbling off the field after that heavy collision. Hopefully he's okay. Really brave effort from him. So the Tigers try and drive the ball out of defensive 50, tucking against the boundary line, just keeps the ball in play. Glenorchy with the numbers at the back of the contest. Kick from Goodsell, finds Koppelman. Goes on his right. Pack forms there, plenty of bodies around this football. Glenorchy with some runners, some nervous moments here for the Tiger defence. Matty Joseph tries to wheel and go, but a strong tackle by Ashland. The umpire says holding the football. And Trent Baumler would absolutely love that from his debutant, Brent.
Yeah, Tigers defenders are doing well at the moment, aren't they? Sort of cutting off every opportunity for Glenorchy. Mark not taken, and the Pies win it out the back through Webster. Now Koppelman tries to centre the footy, and now Geared has it. Kick smothered though. Tigers win it back into their possession. Big tackle from behind. Tom Cleary there, good to see him back in the TSL also after spending some time in Victoria. A good player for this club for a long time, Tom Cleary, as the Tigers work it forward again. It's going to work to Glenorchy's advantage though. And under immediate pressure was Goodsell, but a bad kick there. It's gone straight down the throat of a Tigers player in Riley Ashland. And he goes inside. That's not his best kick either. And gobbled up by that man, Tom Cleary.
So Glenorchy looking to bring the ball out of defensive 50, courtesy of Cooper Meredith. Finds Josh Arnold, who just dances around Will Campbell. Drives the ball up to the wing. Marcus Davies is there for the Tigers. Dishes the handball off to Rice. Wants it back, but Sammy Rice just kicks it long inside 50 for the Tigers. Out the back, almost a mark taken. It was. Terrific work from Jack Bilson. Looked like he was third or fourth in the queue there, Brent, but did a really good job to take them up.
Yeah, it just fell on his lap in the end, didn't it? Did very, very, very nicely indeed, and this will make it 5 straight potentially for the Tigers on the stroke of quarter time, so I'd love this to go through the middle to give them some momentum.
Absolutely. Jack Bilson, strong mark taken. He's going to be kicking from about 40 metres out from goal. Ball's on the way at the moment. He likes it when it leaves the boot. So do his teammates. Jack Bilson hits the scoreboard. The Tigers, 5 straight 30, play the Magpies 2-1-13.
Yeah, well, nice work from Kingborough. The defenders have been going well. Every time they've gone into attack, they've made the most of their opportunities, haven't they? As I say, 5 straight goals. Set them up perfectly at the start of this game. So the lead now is 17 points, short of quarters, so not too much longer to go here probably in the opening stanza. And they potentially take a handy lead into that first break. We keep saying about the short turnaround they're on, the Tigers. But this will prove important, especially if there's a bit of rain about as well in the next hour or so. So Glenorchy work it out of the centre again. Here's Banks Smith in the helmet. He's making famous. Finds a target in Dilger. And that's cut off again by the Tigers' defence. Here's Lovell. Nice mark. One-handed grab. Pulled it in. And that kick, you don't normally see disposals like that from Kieran Lovell, but Glenorchy under pressure immediately. They win it out though. Here's Carter. The kick. Ashland was dumped as he went to kick the footy. And now Watt, a milestone man, off to Soup Campbell. He drives it long inside 50. Who's there to mark it? Glenorchy has the numbers, 2-on-1 contest. Ball still alive here. Try and juggle it into their possession, the Pies, but it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Liking the first quarter of Tyler Carter, Brent. He's done a couple of good things right up the ground as well. A couple of smothers and little pushes and tackles. Just getting himself involved as the big man.
He's indeed. So we've gone past 20 minutes now in this first quarter. Sunday afternoon footy on the live stream. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching us this afternoon. Lovell got the handball away. Joseph, quick hands, but only as far as the boundary for another throw-in.
Really hot start from the Tigers. Glenorchy, it's always interesting to see at KG5 how much the breeze plays an impact, a role as well. I don't know if it's overly favouring one end at this stage, but I'm sure that will come out as the game unfolds. That ball one down, but only as far as the boundary line for a repeat stoppage.
Notice they've moved the centre square back to its usual position too. It was shifted, as you can probably see the lines there, the old lines on the ground in the old centre circle. Moved it for the last game here, so it's back to where it normally is.
You've rinse and repeat the last moment or so, Brent. So we just work towards the end of the quarter. Riley Ashland, he's been involved in everything early. The debutant, another good tackle there.
Very lively.
And up against Jay Bowden at this stoppage. Just strips the ball of Bowden there, but Bowden has the reinforcements in Joseph. A high up and under. That's going to go out of bounds on the full. So what's been a pretty slick quarter, free-flowing footy's just reached a bit of a halt late in this opening term. Elijah Reardon assessing his options on the wing as he looks to bring the ball back into play. Opts to go short. The Tigers looking to switch this football. He's got Zach Adams out wide. Opts to go instead to Blake McCulloch shorter. Now he uses Zach Adams, the long sleeve jumper today. He's got a couple of players presenting for him as he goes inside 50. Not his best kick, but it might work out okay as Luke Graham picks up the ball. Good tackle by Goodsell. Marcus Gardner is there, lays a strong tackle on Daniel Joseph. The umpire says holding the football. Marcus Gardner, excellent work to strip Joseph of the footy. Now he, tucked up against the boundary, will have another shot for goal.
Well, this would give the Tigers, talk about momentum, if they can jag this one and go into the break with 6 straight goals, do wonders for their confidence in this game.
It's going to be a tight kick as Gardner will be kicking from about 40 metres out, tucked up against the boundary line. It's a good kick. It was fading back, but was already
looked all right off the
left-hand side.
Yeah. It looked like it was headed goalward there, so unlucky for Gardner as Bowden brings it back into play for the Magpies. Kick hits up Joseph. Joseph centres the footy. Mark taken by Nicholson, who's a late inclusion this afternoon. Mark taken on the run there by Riley Best. He goes inside 50. What's he got on offer? Plenty of players around the footy. Dilger got boots of ball. Headed goalward, but didn't have the journey on it. Kept in beautifully there by Zach Adams, who we saw a few moments ago with a great spoil as Soup Campbell goes to ground. He's got players all over him and a free kick going the way of Glenorchy. Looks like Cal Daly will have it. So dangerous, this man. What's he got on offer as he goes inside again? Goes to the top of the square. Pack forms. No one could take the mark. Ball spills out the back. Players dive all over it, but the Tigers might be out of danger. No, they're not. Ryan Banks-Smith has the footy. Gets it off, and the siren beats Luke Nicholson. Went to have the shot, was tackled in the process. That is quarter time here on Sunday afternoon footy at KG5. It is the Tigers 5-1-31, Glenorchy 2-1-13. Anthony Osborne, the Tigers will be pretty happy with their start, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Got out of the blocks nice and early. Glenorchy with a couple of little responses, but in the end, the first quarter did belong to the Tigers. Tyler Carter with 2 goals, singles to Bilson, Lovell and Willis. Jay Bowden has both goals for Glenorchy. Really entertaining start to this contest, and as we've mentioned a few times, Tigers, it's going to be a big test of endurance for them today after that midweek game, and depending on how the weather unfolds, that might also be another factor in determining this contest. But all in all, thoroughly entertaining start to this game, Brent.
Absolutely. No, I've enjoyed every moment of it so far. We'll take a quick break here on the live stream and come back and have a look at the second quarter really soon.
Welcome back to KG5. Quarter time here between the Glenorchy Magpies and the Kingborough Tigers. The Magpies 2 straight 12. Kingborough up 5-1 at 31. Actually, I think Glenorchy 2-1 13. So, entertaining opening quarter of football. Really keen to see how this second quarter unfolds. The Tigers had the better part of that opening term. Glenorchy just beaten by the buzzer in the basketball terms late in that opening term, Brent. But
Yeah.
it's a really intriguing game of football unfolding.
Tell you what, watching some of these players walk off for Glenorchy, Ben Camrick walking off the ground, Harrison Gunther doing the running today. Geez, I love those two out there, wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
Even Cam Thurley I saw walk off. He could probably still get out there and do pretty well, I reckon, the great man.
I'm sure Paul Kennedy'd still be keen to put the boots on as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're not too far from a restart here in the second term. As we said, the rain appears to be on its way and will hit us at some point, just not sure when. But it's a handy lead for the Tigers to have up their sleeve as we go again in the middle. Megan was there now daily, just got a little toe to it and worked the ball forward. Carter, who was great for the Tigers in that opening quarter. That's a free kick, I reckon, going the way of the Tigers. It is. And Burrows Cheng has the footy, gets it off to Kieran Lovell. Spots the target inside 50, just misshot it though. Getting the football now was Dygan. And the ball approaching the boundary now. Kept in just, but he might have overshot that kick. He has indeed. Sam Dygan. So we'll have a kick here for Glenorchy out in the full. As we said, decent crowd in for a Sunday. Nice having the alternate fixture at the moment. Wednesday night games, Sunday games, that's a good mark from Geared. No, it's going against him in the back. So, Kieran Lovell, a little superstar. It's been brilliant since coming back into the TSL. He puts it to a big pack of players. It's Joseph that wins the footy out. And speaking of having players back in the TSL, great to see that man running around. Daly, his kick ends up in the hands of Rice. Rice works it forward again for the Tigers. Mark taken by Zach Adams. It's pretty good in the first quarter. Hobbled off the ground, so good to see him back out there. And his kick, trying to land in the hands of Arnold there. And free kick there. No, umpire has blown the whistle. And free kick going the way of Glenorchy. And Cal Daly will have it, Anthony Osborne.
Callan Daly just working his way into this game. And a strong finish to the opening term. Has the ball at half back. Drives the ball down the line, but Zach Adams getting in the road, takes a strong mark, dishes the ball off to Kieran Lovell, who's having plenty of it to start this quarter. A dinky kick inside 50 finds Burrows Cheng. Opts for another option in Gardner, unable to complete the mark. Mackenzie Willis there for reinforcements, as is Daniel Joseph for Glenorchy. So Burrows Cheng, so the Oliver variety, tried to centre the ball to Gardner. In the end, Joseph did well to intercept the mark. But we're going to have a stoppage just inside attacking 50 for the Tigers. Gardner going up against Deegan. In the end, neither player got their hands to the football. There's a kick inside from Willis. Hits Carter on the chest. He's already got 2 for the day. Couple of strong defensive efforts as well. He has an opportunity now to kick his third and get the Tigers off to a strong start in the second term. It's going to be a tight angle, but kicking for only about 15 metres. Ends up going with the check side. Does Tyler Carter. He points to the opposing fans and just likes his own work there, does Tyler. He has 3. Perfect start to the second quarter for the Kingborough Football Club.
Well, why not enjoy your own work? That was a terrific goal. And just, let someone know about it down there at the Creswell-Beakley stand end of the ground here at KG5. That's 3, is it, for Tyler Carter?
3 for Tyler Carter, absolutely.
3 minutes into the second term, so he's been brilliant for them so far today, Tyler Carter. And that lead now is getting into dangerous territory for Glenorchy. 25 points at the moment. So they'll need the next one. It's an understatement, the Magpies. Up it goes, in the middle. Glenorchy need to respond here, but the Tigers get the clearance. Ball bounces favourably in the end and wrapped up in the big tackle from Will Campbell. Joseph pops it forward. Mark taken nicely. Adam Roberts back in this team this afternoon as well. Hits up his teammate and Richie Dilger. Dilger centres the footy to Geared, who takes the mark on his knees. Just assessing what he's got on offer in the forward 50. The Tigers' defence has been brilliant this afternoon as Bowden flies. Brennan and Lovell now. He's had plenty of it in his opening couple of quarters so far. Rice got boot to ball. Cut off by Joseph, and now Banks-Smith. Ryan Banks-Smith does well to work around his opponent. Hits up a target. Dilger again. Dilger goes backwards. They try for a re-entry here through Joseph. Joseph finds the top of the square. Players fly out the back. Daly so clever in these situations and makes no mistake. He's a little superstar.
Yeah, really clever goal from Callan Daly. Didn't blaze away straight away, just composed himself, got himself in a better position. In the end, made no mistake. A bit similar to Tyler Carter's goal, similar spot in the opening term. So, much like the start of that first quarter, the Tigers get to the good start. Glenorchy respond. Nice work there from Callan Daly.
Yeah, it was a much-needed goal. We spoke about that a few moments ago. They needed the next one, and that just cuts the lead back to 19 points. So an important one for the home team before this weather sets in.
You'd love, because a Glenorchy player, Daniel Joseph, kicking the ball inside 50, Brent. That was to a dangerous spot. Just brings players into the game. Player like Daniel Joseph. So he's starting to get his hands on the football as well. Back in the middle, Sorty against Deegan. Sorty decisively wins that one down. Waits for a runner in Willis. Tries to get the ball out to Will Campbell. Kieran Lovell there as well. Does really well to shrug 2 tackles as Kieran Lovell drives the ball inside 50. Looking for Gardner. Strong collision there. Mackenzie Willis swoops on the loose ball. Wrapped up in a strong tackle. Umpire says he'll take it back. Good work there from Cameron Goodsell. Just love that from Kieran Lovell through the middle of the ground. He's so hard to stop. And Willis add a lot to this outfit. Sorty. Deegan. Banks-Smith was a runner for Glenorchy. Burrows Cheng there for the Tigers. Dishes the ball to Willis. Wrapped up in a strong Banks-Smith tackle. Handball over the top. Finds Richie Dilger. Tries to bring the runner into the contest in Banks-Smith. He's met by Lockie Griggs. Going head-to-head. Strong tackle laid by Banks-Smith. Umpire will take it back. So a ball up. Just inside the centre square. Deegan and Sorty to do battle once again. Sorty wins it down. Kieran Lovell in pursuit. Banks-Smith was there to stop him. Burrows Cheng just taps the ball in front of himself. Kieran Lovell opts for the handball. Goes to Soup Campbell. Runner here in Jack Bilson. Kicked a nice goal in the opening term. Kicks the ball inside 50. Copperman going back. And umpire's whistle. It's going to be a free kick. Unrealistic from Luke Graham, says the umpire. Dangerous attacking play from the Tigers, but Glenorchy will have a chance to compose. It'll be Cooper Meredith to bring the ball out.
So looking for the option here. Glenorchy. It's a dangerous kick, and as you'd expect, Mackenzie Willis cuts that off. Can't do that when a classy man like him is floating around there to take the mark. So might back himself in here, Willis. I think he's looking for an option, but we're right behind this one, Oz, so we'll know how it is just as it leaves the boot. Mackenzie Willis, great to see him back in the TSL. That one's going to swing left. Pack forms, though. Can anyone get it out the back? A big tackle. Copperman was the player with the footy, and we'll have a ball up in a really dangerous spot here for Glenorchy's defenders. 2 rucks go at it. Daly's there. Can anyone get a boot to ball in the yellow and black? They can't, as Arnold brings it out of defence. And that has gone out of bounds on the full. Not the result the Magpies are after there. 6-1-37, 3 straight 18 is the score. We've got 8 minutes in this second term as the Tigers go inside 50 again. Players fly. It's one out the back, though, through Zach Webster, who puts a little ground grubber along. And the Magpies, they just can't get it out of there at the moment. Rice, the captain of the Tigers, hits it down the throat of Geared. Geared, what's he going to do with the footy? He goes right up to the wing. Bowden's there, and that's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
It's just where they're breaking down at the moment, Glenorchy. Last 4 or 5 minutes or so. Just as you mentioned before, Brent, struggling to get the ball out of defence into attack. Tigers defending really well at the moment. Glenorchy under a fair bit of duress. Also doing a A really strong job as that ball comes back into play. Sorty wins it down. Lovely work to Ashland. High up and under. This is going to be a tough ball to catch. Players there, and Willis almost took it. Goes down to ground level. Arnold's there for Glenorchy. Wrapped up in a tackle. Reinforcements through Goodsall. Kicks out wide, and now Glenorchy have an opportunity via Daniel Joseph. Pumps the ball down the wing. Jay Bowden almost reeled it in the end, goes out of bounds. So Jay started really well. He's already kicked 2 goals today. I'm sure Paul Kennedy will throw him into a couple of different positions as the afternoon unfolds. Just a player down. Yeah. Zach Adams there, Brent.
Zach Adams? No, I didn't actually.
Just sucking it in at the moment.
Yeah. It's like they get the free kick. Anyway. No, I didn't catch that one, Oz, so...
You can see young umpire Chris Kay was writing something down as well, so might be something to follow up during the week. Adams, that is not really sure what he did there with that kick, Zach Adams. Davies immediately under the pump. This is a dangerous spot now for the Tigers. Roberts links up with Daly. Kick inside 50. Lockie Godomski does well. Does really well. Makes it a 2v1. Jay Bowden shows some composure as he does. Matthew Joseph's kick's intercepted. So Godomski is now going to bring the ball out of defensive 50, and the Tigers have dodged a bullet there. So they bring the ball up the outer side. Gardner's going to be the target, but Koppelman was out the back. Dishes the ball to Josh Arnold, who kicks the ball to where it came. Cooper Sorty gets his hands to the football, potentially a push in the back. The umpire doesn't agree. So Glenorchy going to pump the ball inside 50. A spearing pass. Lovely work from Daniel Joseph to find young Roberts inside 50. One of the inclusions today. Just a lovely pass right onto the chest.
Yeah, liked his work a couple of weeks ago in that game against Clarence. He plays on Roberts and hits up Cal Daly. Daly has a look at goal. How does it look? It looks pretty good. Cal Daly pops another one through for Glenorchy, and the lead now cut back to 13 points.
I think Callan Daly's just done that too many times that the response was rather subdued, to be honest with you, Brent. If that was anyone else, if you're shouting for goal of the year, that was a terrific finish. He just does that on the regular. Does Callan Daly, and all of a sudden it's back to 13 points.
Absolutely. No, he's a star. We've taken it for granted for too long, haven't we, Oz? But that's how many is that for him this afternoon? That's 3, is it?
He's got 2.
2.
Yeah. Bowden and Daly with 2 each for the Magpies. So the big guns able to hit the scoreboard for them, and just a really classy finish, wasn't it, from Cal Daly? So back in the middle. We've played 12 minutes in the second quarter, 13 points the difference. Really big moment in this game as Sorty wins the ball down. Willis in pursuit of the football, unable to take full possession. Strong tackle laid on Cooper Sorty. Have another stoppage inside the centre square. Sorty looks to have really taken that mantle of number 1 ruck. Gardner playing more of a forward role at the moment for the Tigers. Sammy Digan wrapped up in a tackle. Another stoppage. Deegan up against Sorty. Sorty wins it down, looking for Ashland. Callan Daly was there, but Bank Smith just quick little dance move. Gets him a bit of space out wide, looking for Jay Bowden. Just too wide for him. Rolls out of bounds for a throw-in.
Well, credit to Glenorchy for working themselves back into this game. They've certainly had a lot of the footy in this second term, Oz, and the lead now only 13 points, so game on.
Certainly is. Entertaining game of football as well. Ball back into play. Sorty wins it down. Strong contest there. Digan there for the Tigers. Deegan swoops on the loose ball and up and under. Tough ball to catch from Lockie Griggs. Does really well.
Really nice mark.
Just shows some composure there, did Lockie Griggs. Much improved player of the last couple of years. He goes out wide to Reardon. Still some afters happening between Lockie Griggs and his opponent at the moment as well. I'll keep an eye on that. As Luke Graham has the ball right in front of us, Brent Costello.
Does indeed, and goes forward to that man Carter, who's been brilliant so far in this game. He centres the footy to Willis, just overshot it slightly, but good enough to get it back. Willis, he falls to the ground, got the handball away, but only as far as the Glenorchy player. Ball bouncing now on its own. Coming through, though. It's a nice kick from that man, Zach Adams. Goes to the line, and mark taken. It's gone over for a minor score. Adams been pretty lively this game as well. Done some good things. As Glenorchy bring it out once more. Coming through. Kick comes right in front of us here on the commentary side. Wing at KG5. Dilger centres the footy looking for Joseph. Joseph does well enough to get the footy back up to himself. And now Brennan wrapped up in the Rice tackle. Got the handball away. Daly, always dangerous as we know. Gets the footy back. Look at him go, little Cal Daly. Has a look at the shot at goal again. Don't tell me he's kicked this one as well. No, off to the left. Is that better for you, Oz?
He just brings things to the football, doesn't he, Callan Daly? He's an excitement machine. He just needs that little bit of space, and he can be so damaging. So the Tigers bring the ball back through Lockie Griggs. Finds his captain, Sam Rice, in the pocket. Just runs a few yards, goes back to Kieran Lovell. Just thinking their way through this at the moment of the Tigers. As Sam Rice now hoists the ball down the wing. The target's there, and a strong grab taken by Marcus Gardner. Has a runner in Kieran Lovell. Those red boots. He just massages the ball to half forward. The man in front almost took the grab. The umpire agrees that it was a push in the back by the looks of it. So Glenorchy ball, Nathan Blowfield. Another one of these young Magpies who's starting to cement a spot in the starting 22. Link up through hands, but the Tigers in the end able to get their hands on the football. Strong tackle laid. Lockie Watts there, but no, holding the football. Really good tackle. Number 42, Isaac Manson. So Glenorchy, they bring the ball up to half forward. Cleary over the top to Matthew Joseph. Kicks the ball to a dangerous spot. Jay Bowden flew in the end. Pack form, but this is a dangerous spot now for the Tigers. Brennan with that distinctive haircut goes in board to Daly. Good tackle laid to save the day from Marcus Gardner. We have a stoppage about 25 metres out from the Glenorchy goal. Magpies just getting some repeat inside 50s at the moment. Cleary wins it down. Burrows Cheng hurries the kick out of defence. Carter's the target. Umpire's whistle. So it's going to be a free kick. Josh Arnold also down behind play, but Carter infringed within that contest, Brent. He'll have the ball at half back.
He will indeed. Josh Arnold came off second best in that contest. So the quick hands from Carter to Lovell. And now that man, Zach Adams, again. Ooh. That's not a great kick. And cut off by Webster. Daly. Big days of Glenorchy combining. Reardon will run onto the footy. Does well, Elijah Reardon. Has a bounce. Looks at what's ahead of him. Hits Lovell on the chest. Good mark. Had Joseph on his coattails there. Umpire said play on here. So we'll have a ball up right in front of us here on the commentary side wing at KG5, where it's the Tigers 6-2-38 leading Glenorchy 4-1-25. Have gone just over 17 minutes in this second term as Geared pops it forward. Joseph couldn't hang on to the mark. Gets it inside 50 off the ground though. Ball bouncing towards the direction of Jay Bowden. Dilger. Geared now. Throws it on the left. Goes to the top of the square. Mark not taken. Ball spills out the back. Cleary's lurking for the Magpies, but that's all the Tigers. Burrows Cheng. And now they get it out of defence. Yellow and black, but only as far as the boundary line. Wind picking up here. KG5. Rain still holding off at the moment. Seems to have brightened up a little bit actually out there. Maybe we'll escape it this afternoon. So it comes back in. Deegan and Gardner go at it. Lovell. Had a few touches this afternoon, Oz.
Certainly has, and that's the thing this season of the TSL with the Premier Data stats. There's nowhere to hide anymore.
How good is it?
It's absolutely fantastic. I'm sure the players would be very quick to check the stats the evening of the game as well.
A few texts thrown around. Here's Bank Smith going inside 50 for Glenorchy. Here's the superstar, Joe Bowden. Wheels around. Clever little kick. Who's he got on offer? It's Bank Smith. Try to get through a wall of Tigers. It's flirting with the goal line. Tunnel back in, but no. Bev says it is out of bounds, boys. And I'll throw it in, thank you. Want some camera time here. So we await the ball in. 13-point margin still on the eve of half-time. In it comes. Cleary gets it all to himself. Went for the kick, though, and fresh-aired it. Still alive. Lovell has a tackler, but gets boot to ball. Deegan's there. Soup Campbell throws himself on the ball. Rice. Umpire says, I'll have it again.
The Tigers would have had the first 3 or 4 inside 50s of this quarter from memory. It's been all Glenorchy for the last couple of minutes. Tigers defence under a fair bit of pressure. Callan Daly out of the stoppage. He's kicked another one. Fantastic finish from Callan Daly. He has 3. Just takes those little half chances, Callan Daly, and he can make you pay on the scoreboard. Glenorchy, they move to within 7 points. This has been a really strong quarter from the Maggies, and Daly has been a key figure in this little resurgence.
Oh, he certainly has. He's just a gun. What do you say about him? He's just a gun. He can bob up and do that. He's got his team back into this game. 7 points now. And Glenorchy, full credit to them. Tigers had a big lead, and they've cut it back. And we'll go into half-time with some confidence. Can't be too much longer left on the clock here in the second term. Up it goes. Ball spills out the back to Lovell, who gets the quick kick away inside 50. Willis is there. And he goes in again. Mackenzie Willis. Arnold tried to win it out, though. Umpire says, I'll have it. So a ball up in the Tigers attacking 50, KG5. Deegan got first use. Ball not escaping out of here too quickly, though. Does in the end through Arnold, I think, but he's smothered by a couple of Tigers tacklers, and another ball up.
Just off camera, Callan Daly and Sam Rice having a very animated chat at half forward for the Magpies as well. Fascinating battle. Boris Cheng letting the pack wrapped up in a really strong tackle. Excellent work from Goodsall.
And look off camera now, Sam Rice is on the ground and not moving. So we won't have any vision of that because it was off the ball, but at the moment, Sam Rice is down.
Still down.
And still down and not even looking like getting up at the minute.
Certainly some conversations happening between himself and Callan Daly. Not sure what happened, but Rice still on his haunches at the moment. Back in play, Campbell dishes the ball out to Lockie Watt, who just hacks the ball towards half forward, rolls out of bounds for a throw in. So Rice just getting to his feet now. I can see young umpire Chris Kay was right near the action, so I'll have to see how that one goes. Glenorchy, in the meantime, via Daniel Joseph, bring the ball up to half forward. Lace-out kick. Just overcooked it there, did Joseph. It was a beautiful kick. Jay Bowden just overran it. He just kicks the ball the outside of his boot towards half forward. Sam Rice is back up for the Tigers. Lays the tackle. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Glenorchy. So Adam Roberts, the recipient. Just a few tensions simmering in this game at the moment. Dishes the ball off to Daniel Joseph, who drives the ball long to a dangerous position. Almost a mark taken from Cleary.
Mark paid to the superstar. Out the back.
Fantastic work from Jay Bowden. Read the ball really well. Tom Cleary, that was almost a nasty collision. Thought he might have almost landed on his neck there, but Jay Bowden, right spot, right time there, Brent.
Certainly was, as you'd expect from the great man. Knows where to be and when to bob up. You see Rice come off the field, and there's a bit of talk between him and Matty Joseph as Jay Bowden wanders in and makes no mistake there, as you'd expect. And that is a real boost for the Magpies heading in to half-time. They've cut the lead back to just 1 point, 6-2-38 to 6-1-37. And as you said, Anthony Osborne, there's plenty of tension here at KG5 just at the minute. Little spot fires everywhere.
You're almost not sure where to look some of the time there, Brent. There's just little things happening all over the field at the moment. And you could even see there, obviously Sam Rice with that tackle gave away the free kick, and you could just feel the spice between him and Callan Daly there as well. So counting down towards half-time, just going to be a question of which team can keep their composure at the moment. As you said, 1 point the difference. We've played almost 24 minutes in the second quarter as we're back in the middle. Koppelman just decides to take the ball himself. Dishes the ball out wide. A few numbers there for the Magpies. Joseph had to hurry the handball to Banks Smith. Koppelman Gets a hurried kick out wide. Kieran Lovell is going to be the first man back with this football. Opts for the safety of kicking the ball back to Lockie Griggs. He's just going to take a bit of the heat out of this game. Dinky little pass to Burrows Cheng. As the siren goes for half-time, Glenorchy did the major running in that second term. 6-1-37, the Tigers 6-2-38. And it is well and truly game on as we go into the main break, Brent.
Just got the binoculars out looking for some spot fires here, Oz. Sort of fiery end of that second term, it seems. But no, looks like the players are keeping to themselves. But yeah, no, what a great quarter from Glenorchy. Worked themselves back into this game and a 1 point margin at the long change. So a massive second half coming up. We spoke about the ramifications of this game before the first bounce and just means a lot heading into the final. So looking forward to what we've got coming up over the next hour or so.
Yeah, absolutely. Really big second half of football. Obviously for this game, but as you said, the context of the season, two sides that'll be desperately trying to keep in touch, and the Tigers are a bit further back trying to get back into the hunt for a top four spot. So 6-1-37 the Magpies, the Tigers 6-2-38. Jay Bowden and Callan Daly with 3 goals each for the hosts. For the Tigers, Tyler Carter with 3, Jack Bilson, Kieran Lovell and Mackenzie Willis with singles. We'll take a short break for half-time and bring you the second half action shortly from KG5. Welcome back to KG5. The second half about to get underway between Glenorchy and the Kingborough Tigers. Huge second half coming up. Just 1 point the difference at the moment. Kingborough 6-2-38, leading the Magpies 6-1-37. Kingborough off to the better start in the opening term, but that second quarter largely belonged to the Magpies, Brent Costello.
Yeah, certainly did. They worked themselves back into the game tremendously. But some significant news we noticed at half-time. Dr. Anthony Osborne, you picked up on this. Run us through.
Well, first and foremost, I wouldn't take any medical advice from you, Brent, but yeah, huge news for the Tigers. Zach Adams, who was one of their better performers, I thought, in the opening half, just pulling up a little bit limp in the opening run out of the rooms. I wasn't sure if it was an existing injury from one of those heavy collisions he had in the first half, or if he might have actually done something in that run. So he's gone immediately to the bench, and the Tigers are one down off a short break for this second half.
Yeah, look, it's going to be tough, isn't it, with that news, without the fresh legs of Glenorchy. So we restart in the middle here. A lot brighter here too at KG5 now. Sun is out. There was a bit of rain around Mount Wellington during the halftime break, and still is a little bit, but looks like it'll steer clear of us for the time being, which is good news. Willis tried to get the kick away, and now Geared does that for Glenorchy. Big punch from behind from Reardon. Bouncing ball. Cleverly done there by Dilger. Joseph, and now the Tigers have it back through Lovell. Had plenty of it in the first half of footy. Nice mark, overhead mark taken there by Dygan. He looks to go inside 50, but just stays out for the moment. I love the first goal here, the Tigers. Just to ease the pressure a little bit after it. Great second term from Glenorchy. Carter, who was lively in the first half. Ryan Banks-Smith tries to keep the ball alive, but out of bounds. Boundary throw-in.
Breeze has just picked up a little bit too the last couple of minutes, Brent.
We'd expect that from the 10th windiest place in the world, KG5, here in Tasmania. It blows out here, Oz.
Certainly does. Again, it's just a bit of a circling sort of breeze, though. It doesn't look to be overly favouring one end, so we'll see how that unfolds in this second half. Ball back into play. Either ruckman able to get anywhere near it in the end. Banks-Smith emerges with the football, kicks the ball towards the middle of the ground. The target was Dagan, but just bounces over the top of him as Elijah Reardon just wheels around looking for a target. Had one there in Burrows Cheng, but Daniel Joseph swoops, gets the ball off to Banks-Smith. McCulloch almost could have gone for the grab in the end. Lockie Godomski at half back, wrapped up in a really strong tackle by Adam Roberts, I think it was. An excellent tackle. Godomski put under the pump immediately, and the Magpies are rewarded as Roberts just drops the ball inside 50 looking for Jay. In the end, just a little bit too wide, so out of bounds for a throw-in. Glenorchy looking dangerous when they move the ball like that. Excellent work from Adam Roberts. This ball comes back into play. Sorty uncontested in the end, just taps it to his feet. Kieran Lovell's thereabouts for the Tigers. But Callan Daly's still buzzing there for the Magpies. Gets the handball out to Banks-Smith, who's going to have a flying shot on goal. It's going to fall short. Jay Bowden takes the mark. Read the ball really well. Banks-Smith had a little bit of space. Thought he might have had a shot for goal and ended up just pulling it a touch shorter. And Jay just read the ball better than anyone else, Brent Costello.
As he does. Oz is just an absolute star. We know that. This will be what, goal number...
This will be for goal number 4. He's already kicked 3. He's having a huge presence inside 50 for the Magpies today. Slight angle, kicking from about 25 metres out. Was never going to miss that, was Jay Bowden. He's got 4. Glenorchy draw first blood in the second half and take the lead for the first time this afternoon.
They can't afford to let this lead get any bigger, the Tigers, because, as we said, one down, we think, on the bench now, and without the fresh legs after a short turnaround, need to make sure it doesn't get too far out of reach for them. So a crucial stage of the game, this. 5-point margin, 7-1-43, kicked beautifully straight. Both teams, really, 7-1 to 6-2. We wait the restart in the middle. Talking about some of these players Glenorchy's missing on the sidelines at half-time, Oz. About 5 or 6 probably first-choice players that aren't out there for the Magpies at the moment. Now, Tilga, and they go inside again here. Glenorchy And here is the superstar, Jay Bowden. Wheels around. Don't tell me he's got another in the space of a couple of minutes. It's just offline to the right. It's just an excitement machine. Jay Bowden. And it comes again. Done everything there is to do in the TSL. Jay Bowden. League best and fairest. Premiership player. Captain of the footy club. Here's Marcus Davies. Puts Lovell under a little bit of pressure. Gets it back out to Davies, though. Rice wrapped up in the big crunching Jay Bowden tackle. Umpire says we'll ball it up, though. There's not too many people with a better resume in State League footy than Jay Bowden. Tap down to Banks-Smith. Ryan Banks-Smith has some time to look at goal, and that is as set straight as you like. Ryan Banks-Smith kicks another one for Glenorchy, and they're off and racing in the second half.
Very talented player is Ryan Banks-Smith. Thought he, almost the second time he's been able to break away from a stoppage already in this quarter. The first one setting up the Jay Bowden goal. That time he went himself. Excellent finish. He so explosive breaking away from the stoppage is Banks-Smith, and Glenorchy, they're off to a perfect start in this second half. The Tigers really under the pump now to see how they respond. But again, Jay Bowden laid that tackle, got the stoppage, and he is up and about to start this second half. So we're back in the middle. Deegan up against Sorty. Deegan wins it decisively. Tigers with the numbers at ground level, though. Willis over to Lovell, just kicks the ball in hope up in the air. Nice work there from Willis to be front and centre. Drives the ball to half forward. Running back with the flight was Joseph, but a strong mark taken by Bilson. Drives the ball into the forward pocket. In the Luke Graham direction. Almost grabs it on the second attempt, does Luke Graham. So the ball's taken out of bounds for a throw-in. So the Tigers, they need a response now. All of a sudden, they're trailing by 2 goals. After leading for the entirety of the opening half. Got the ball in a dangerous position now as the ball is thrown in. Carter takes the ball in the ruck, immediately wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire opted to take it back. I thought he might have been under the pump there, Tyler Carter, opting to take the ball out of the ruck tap, but in the end, reprieve. He does it again, does Carter, drops the football. Glenorchy applying some pressure. A flying shot on goal for the Tigers. Never looked like it out of bounds on the full.
Touched, I think.
Touched ball, so a good result for the Tigers in the end there, Brent.
They'll like it there, that's for sure. Not sure how you got that one wrong, Oz, with some clear instructions there from Jacob Bevis on the boundary.
I've got to get my eyes back set on the Bev. He's got the ball in his hands at the moment, throws it in, just demands the attention to Bev. Tyler Carter takes the ball out of the ruck.
Oh.
Hits the post. Minor score.
So margin back to 11 points. 8-2 plays 6-3. And all Glenorchy. The last part of this game. Ball back in. Good grab from Cleary. Went to play on, but thought about it and decided to take his time in the end. Goes to the wing. Pack forms. Out the back is Jay Bowden. Plays on quickly. All class. Joseph couldn't take the mark. Ball spills to ground. Players try and dive all over it. Ball wrapped up. It was Carter was underneath it, and another ball up. The clouds are getting a little darker here again. KG5. Wind's picked up. Great game of footy, though, we've had so far. That has gone straight back out of bounds, though. Who's your premiership favourite? Can you look past North Launceston, Oz?
Probably would have been saying Launceston for a fair bit of the season, but that result yesterday has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works. I think North Lonnie at their best still look like they're going to be the team to beat, especially with that return of talented top-line players this season. But just a fascinating competition this year. Breno, I'll grab your thoughts shortly as well. Sam Rice drives the ball towards half forward. Carter's going to be the target. Just bounces off his chest. Dishes the handball out to a runner in Dygan. Will Campbell gets the ball out wide. The Tigers look to bring the ball inside 50. A long ball with Marcus Gardner out the back. Good bodywork from Gardner. Unable to complete the transaction. Dygan lays the tackle. Glenorchy under the pump at the moment. A good tackle laid by Will Campbell. Davies just colliding into Daniel Joseph. Couple of big collisions here at half forward for the Tigers. Alex Bessel tries to lay the tackle. Elijah Reardon gets the footy. Kicks the ball towards a dangerous position. Couple of Glenorchy players are under it. A bouncing ball just rolls through for a minor score. Some desperation on show there, Brent. Couple of big collisions on the 50-metre arc.
It was indeed. Riley Best went for the footy. Tigers get it back. Here's Soup Campbell. Does well. Campbell. That is all class.
Oh.
He is an absolute gun of the comp, Will Campbell. You won't see many better goals than that. Picked up where he left off the other night. Kicked 3 goals, I think, against North Hobart. Really worked his team back into the game, and he might have to do it here again this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a fantastic finish under the pump and just curled the ball beautifully in the end. He just a very good user of the football, but he's really added that element to his game in recent times as well. Ability to hit the scoreboard, obviously missed last season through injury, so great to see him back up and running.
That was a horrific injury too.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a football injury. It happened away from footy, but speaking to him recently, went through all sorts of stuff.
It was an excellent video with the team at Speak Up Stay Chatty recently with him as well, where he talked about how tough of a process that was. So it's great to see him back playing footy, Will Campbell. Back in the middle, just a barrel from Daniel Joseph on the chest of Elijah Reardon, who opts to play on, has a player hanging off him. In the end, dishes the ball to Dygan.
Took him for a ride.
Did take him for a ride. It was akin to Tom Papley riding on Paddy Cripps a little while ago as Gardner has the ball at half forward. Hits the ball to the hot spot. Tyler Carter's the target. Out of bounds for a throw in. So you asked me the question before, Brent, how about yourself in terms of premiership favouritism in the TSL?
Yeah, hard to look past North Launceston. Seeing Lonnie yesterday, though, I don't think they'll read too much into... I mean, obviously a heavy loss for them, but I think they played particularly bad. It was just Lauderdale was so very good in that game, and they're going to be really dangerous as they are every year, the Bombers. We know that, so they'll present a challenge. But I think, yeah, and the final series, so it looks like if the ladder stays as it is, both finals will be up north in that first week. Given it's 1v4, 2v3, which means the grand final likely to be up there as well. Here's Lovell now for the Tigers, just balks and weaves and tried to sell some candy, but brought himself undone in the end. So, yeah, look, it's going to be interesting, and with the 2-week final series, as we said earlier, if you're not on your game in that first week, it's season over, lights out for 2020, so it's going to be an interesting old final series coming up as we see Deegan take the mark on the wing. Plays on quickly. It's Brennan with the footy. Put forward the Pies, and Jay Bowden just leapfrog his opponent there, and ball goes out of bounds. Who's your favourites to make the finals, Oz? How do you think it'll play out from here?
So much riding in every game. I think Clarence have been a real bolter this year.
Haven't
the way
they?
they've played. I think in fourth at the moment, they could be the surprise packet, but yeah, wouldn't be drawing a line through either of Glenorchy or North Hobart either. I think the Tigers probably a little bit far back at this point, but North Hobart perhaps running out of legs. I think it probably is down to Clarence or Glenorchy.
Talk about Clarence. They have been impressive this year, and yesterday particularly, all the players they had out.
Yep.
Here's Lovell. Handballs it backwards, and that has to be a free kick the way of Callum Thompson, and it will be. Yeah, the players they had out yesterday to take it up to the reigning premiers like they did. Incredible. The free kick here. Right on the paint of 50. It's a ball to the top of the square. The dangerous Bowden's lurking, but in front, a fantastic mark by Elijah Reardon. That was in the end. He goes short and finds an opponent. Donnelly. He pops it wide. Burrows-Cheng. Eddie Burrows-Cheng. Right in front of us here in the commentary box now. Ball bouncing, ends up in the hands of Deegan. And didn't make the most of his kick. It's gone straight down the throat of Lovell, who plays on quickly. Sends it wide. Switches play to the far side of the ground here at KG5. Lockie Griggs has a bounce. Decides to go inboard. Up the line. And nice mark taken. So they're away here, the Tigers. Watt. Handball's off. Now getting it inside 50 is Ollie Burrows-Cheng. What's he got on offer? Nice mark taken by Marcus Davies. And he might have a ping at goal here. No, he handballs off. A little check side kick here from Luke Graham. And that's gone right to the goal line. Unlucky there. And now Arnold brings it out of the defence. Anthony Osborne.
Big news as well. Zach Adams has just made his way back onto the field. So that's a huge result for the Tigers.
Dr. Osborne ruled him out for the game when he's made a...
I did say not to trust the medical advice.
You
did say not to trust the medical advice, and thankfully, for the Tigers' point of view, they didn't.
That's flawed me because he looked like he was definitely taking no further part. So whatever's happened there.
You couldn't even complete the warm-up, could he? But back at play, Lockie Griggs drives the ball inside 50. In the pocket, Marcus Davies playing some time up forward. Around the body, just misses to the right-hand side. Through for a minor score. Now, it's a huge result for the Tigers. Just even in the fact of keeping the rotations going as well.
No, absolutely, that's a great call. You wouldn't want to be one down on the bench at this time with the short turnaround, as we said earlier. 8:2:50, 7:5:47. We've just ticked over 15 minutes in this third quarter. The premiership quarter, of course. Lockie Griggs takes the mark, and the Tigers will get a chance to attack again. So in he goes, Griggs. Tries to centre the ball, and he's got someone all on their own. It's Jack Bilson. So he has the chance now to put the Tigers back in front. Be a big goal, this one. Bilson can convert.
Yeah, similar spots where he converted earlier in the game as well, I think, for Bilson. So might back himself in.
This to make it a 3-point lead for the Tigers. Jack Bilson leaves the boot well, and he kicks truly, splits the middle. Tigers back in front by 3 here at KG5. Sunday afternoon footy. We've got a cracker here on the live stream.
Absolutely. Lovely finish from Jack Bilson. He has 2. Joins Tyler Carter as multiple goal kick out for the Tigers. And yeah, just sort of thought Glenorchy were starting to flex their muscle. Tigers have dug deep and responded really well. I think the fact they've also got Zach Adams back out on the field would be a massive boost for them.
Seesawing old affair, isn't it? Little subplots everywhere in this game. The lead keeps changing. Really entertaining contest so far.
The umpire's just waiting for players to get in position. Back in the middle. Umpire's whistle. So this potentially players not being in the right zone. There's a couple of players just shuffle at the moment. There's confusion everywhere at this stage, it must be said. Cleary runs back into attack. We're all set to go now. Deegan wins the ball down. Sammy Dygan running after the football. Handball in hope over the top. Callan Daly with a bit of space now as well as he drives the ball inside 50. McCulloch read the ball well for the Tigers. Gets his fist to the ball. Adam Roberts, the leading man in pursuit. Banks Smith just overran it. Kieran Lovell wrapped up in the tackle, holding the football. So a free kick going the way of the Magpies at half forward. Banks Smith to be the recipient. Initially overran the ball, but then laid the tackle. Takes his full measure as he just kicks the ball. It's held up in the breeze awfully there, it must be said. Sorty overran the football. The Tigers just kicked the ball in hope out of defence. Bit of a wind tunnel there affecting Banks Smith's kick. Runners here for Glenorchy at half forward. Alex Bessel just busts his way through. Does really well. Gets the ball to Burrows Cheng. Best and Zach Adams compete. Callan Daly, recipient on the outside. Gets the ball to Geared. Well done by Kieran Lovell. Intercepts the ball before it got to Banks Smith. Now he's got a little bit of space. A player hot on his heels. Kicks the ball to half forward to Gardner. Tricky ball for the big man. Does well to hold the ball up in the end as Marcus Gardner. It was a 2v1. The stoppage at half forward after a frenetic little passage of footy.
Called beautifully by you, Anthony Osborne, as the ball goes up again. 1 down by the Tigers. Chance to attack again. Bouncing out the back, Carter. He sniffed it out. Tyler Carter wrapped. I've got boots of ball. Gee whiz.
He has a knack for the mercurial.
Doesn't he what? That would have been a tremendous goal, but just not quite for the number 35 for the Tigers. In it comes again, Zach Webster. Pops it forward. Mark taken by Roberts. He goes wide to the wing. Kick wasn't his best. Puts it out in front of the Tigers player, but it's worked beautifully by the Pies in the end. Here is Johnny Geared. Handball's over the top. Roberts runs onto it again. Here is the silky smooth Jay Bowden. Call for a throw there, though. Ball's coming back and going the way of the Tigers. Looks like Campbell will take the kick.
Sigh of relief, I think, there for the Tigers with Jay Bowden in that position.
Looked dangerous, didn't he? As Campbell puts the ball to his teammate Dygan. Up the line it goes. Mark taken by Lovell. All class as usual. So Kieran Lovell kicks it. It's a high ball. Right to the paint. Out the back. No one get the footy. Here's Arnold now, though, the captain of Glenorchy. Teammate under pressure. Here's Burrows Cheng. Chance for the Tigers to go into attack. They don't, though. It's turned over by the Magpies. Daly. Handballs to Arnold. That kick was smothered in the end. Still a chance here for the Tigers. Check side goal from Burrows Cheng. Goes right across the face and out of bounds on the full.
Good couple of minutes here for the Tigers. 4 points up at the moment, just creating opportunities. So it's going to be Joseph to bring the ball back in. Just assessing his options at the moment. Kicks the ball long out of defensive 50. Davies had the sit for the Tigers. Met hard at ground level by Riley Best. Reinforcements come in via Ashland. A stoppage just outside attacking 50. Broadcast side of KG5. Sun bathing the ground at the moment, but dark skies overhead. Davies shrugs one tackle, just taps the ball to himself, keeps paddling along, does Davies. Met hard by Joseph. Bouncing ball just goes over the top of Bank Smith, but he runs onto it now. Kicks the ball into space.
No one there.
It's going to be a bit of a foot race. Donnelly was leading the way for the Tigers, did well to keep his feet. He's got support there in McCulloch, but Matthew Joseph making things tough for the Tiger defenders. Looks to dish the handball out to Richie Dilger, who's met in a... Brennan, I should say. Donnelly to Rice to Sammy Dygan on the outside. The Tigers just thinking their way well out of this defensive position. Kieran Lovell directly in front of us on the wing. Some strong defensive work there from the Tigers as Lovell goes in the Gardner direction at half forward. Had a runner there in Burrows Cheng, but goes out of bounds. Just some cool heads across half back there for the Tigers, Brent. They've defended quite well today.
Yeah, they have. Particularly in the first quarter, I thought they were outstanding. 8-6-54 to 8-2-50. It's the visitors by 4 points here. We've got 22 minutes almost in this third quarter. Good tackle from Willis. Ball flirting with the boundary here. Willis gets it back, though. Pops it inside 50. Mark taken. A nice one, too, by Burrows Cheng. Under pressure. Gobbled it up. He goes for a target, not his best work, and it's Koppelman that takes the mark.
And Davies playing as a forward for this quarter as well, which is interesting.
A few words spoken there between Webster and Davies. Koppelman is back on his feet. So I won't have long to go in this third term. Glenorchy work it forward again. Great mark there by Lockie Griggs. Handballs quickly to Lovell. He's under immediate pressure from Daly. Here's Rice, the captain of the Tigers. Goes goalward. Bouncing ball out the back. Davies tried to get his hands on the footy, but it bounces through for a minor score. So that makes it a 5-point lead now. Anthony Osborne.
Glenorchy defending with all their might at the moment. The Tigers keep on coming. Tapped forward there. Goes out of bounds from Edward Burrows Cheng. So very interesting spot now in this contest. Glenorchy, they've kicked 2 goals, 1 for the quarter. The Tigers have kicked 2 goals, 5. Umpires whistle, think it might be a blood rule potentially. Roberts making his way from the field. So some wasted opportunities for the Tigers, but this game still well and truly up for grabs. 23 minutes into the third quarter, 5 points the difference. So just wait for the shift in players. Isaac Manson coming onto the field. Opportunity for the players to reset. It's been a frantic couple of minutes here at KG5. Umpire to throw the ball back into play. Deegan up against Sorty. Sorty wins it down decisively. Lovell spins and kicks. Caught up in the wind again. Lockie Griggs does well tracking back with the footy. A couple of strong grabs for Lockie Griggs across half forward in the last few minutes. So he looks to wheel onto his booming left boot. Kicking in the Gardner direction. Gardner read that really well, unable to complete the mark. Koppelman, dinky little kick, but a dangerous position. Lockie Watt, the milestone man, game 100. Huge accomplishment for him, and now he has a chance to get the Tigers further in front. Dishes the ball off to the runner and Lockie Griggs. He's a long kick, is Lockie Griggs. That one held up in the wind, through for a minor score. Another behind for the Tigers, Brent. Having the better of the last couple of minutes.
Yep, they are. 8-8-56, 8-2-50. So they've certainly done a lot of the attacking, that's for sure. No sign of running out of legs just yet. The team from down the southern outlet. Zach Webster has the footy at the back pocket for the Pies. Finds a target in Joseph, and there is the three-quarter time siren. So we're set up for a thrilling final term, a 6-point lead to the visitors. The Tigers 8-8-56, Glenorchy 8-2-50. Set for an explosive half an hour of footy coming up. Anthony Osborne.
Yeah, really entertaining game unfolding and very much up for grabs as we head into the last. Joe Bowden with 4 goals for Glenorchy. Started that third quarter like a house on fire. Callan Daly has 3. Ryan Banks-Smith with 1. A fantastic finish from him that quarter as well. For the Tigers, Tyler Carter still leading the way with 3. Jack Bilson has 2, while singles to Kieran Lovell, Mackenzie Willis and Will Campbell, who completed a very good goal in that third quarter. So, one straight kick the difference. The Magpies 8-2-50, the Tigers 8-8-56. Huge last quarter of footy coming up. We'll take a short break and bring the action to you very shortly. Welcome back to KG5. Wind just picking up a little bit. Still dark clouds overhead, but enough sunshine over the ground. I'm optimistic, Brent, that we might get through this last quarter, but won't hold my breath just yet. 6 points the difference. We're in for a really good finish. Glenorchy 8-2-50, the Tigers 8-8-56. Really intriguing third quarter. Glenorchy looked to be up and running early in the third quarter before the Tigers finished strongly. Huge test for both sides. So to keep in touch with the top four. Massive last quarter coming up, Brent. I want your tip. Who do you think is going to get over the line?
Oh, gee whiz. It's a tough one, isn't it, to pick that? Both teams have played really well today, I thought. Depends if these fresh legs come into it or not, I suppose, Oz. But if you want me to stick my neck out on the line, I might go Glenorchy in a tight finish.
Glenorchy in a tight finish. The Tigers, they might be left drawing a couple of missed opportunities in that third quarter. So we start proceedings in the last. Cooper Sorty up against Deegan in the middle of the ground. Neither ruckman able to get a distinct advantage. Geared in pursuit of the football. Set upon by Eddie Burrows-Chang. Bank Smith stripped of the football by Willis. Glenorchy, the first meaningful kick of the quarter. Drive the ball towards half forward. Jay Bowden's going to lead the foot race. He's in a dangerous position. Sam Rice hot on his tail. Bowden looks to retreat ground. Ball just evades his teammate and Richard Dilger. Out of bounds for a throw in.
Yes, Bowden sunshine at the moment here at KG5. And I think you're right, Oz. We might escape some of this wet weather that was forecast this afternoon. Two rucks go at it and ball's going toward the boundary again. But Banks Smith keeps it in play. Wind picking up here again. Now, nice little kick around the body there from Sorty. Now, Campbell. Gee, almost leg there in the end. But Banksmith gets the footy back. Joseph. Handball's over the top. Handball didn't quite work out for the Magpies there. And friendly fire too in the end, but they've done well to get out of it. Koppelman with the footy. As you can see there. It's Manson down there. Just after copping a little hit from a teammate, I think. That kick has gone out of bounds on the full. So 6 point margin here. 8-8 plays 8-2. Everything on the line. An important 4 points as far as the finals contenders go in 2020 in the TSL. Mark not taken. Ball spills to ground. Arnold's on top of the footy there. Along with the Tigers player, Burrows-Chang. So Lovell now. Handball's off to Willis. The two former AFL-listed players combined for the Tigers. Here is Tyler Carter. Couldn't get boot to ball, and Manson goes boundary side again. The mark spilled there by Deegan. Watt, the milestone man this afternoon, his 100th game. Umpire blows the whistle once more.
Bit of a war of attrition to start this last quarter. So much on the line for these two outfits. Callan Daly emerges with the football from the stoppage. Piercing ball to half forward in the Jay Bowden direction, who's just collided with the sign. Did look nasty there from Jay Bowden. He just
taking a while to get up to, isn't he?
Takes his time. It's a heavy collision in the end. I think it might be out of bounds on the full, so look good to see Jay Bowden up and running. Free kick going the way of the Tigers. Konopsky does well to evade Bowden. Not his best kick, though. Glenorchy cut the ball off at half. Also in the wing, I should say. Arnold over the top to Dilger. What can the Magpies do now as they drive the ball inside 50? Jay's at the back. Tigers with the numbers, though. Free kick going the way. McCulloch, piercing ball out of defensive 50. Just evades his teammate in Bessel. Players thought the ball was going to go out of bounds. Lockie Watt emerges with the football. Little 1-2, kicks the ball down the line in the Gardner direction. Unable to quite complete the mark. The wind's just picking up a little bit at the moment. It's Glenorchy via Deegan. Gain a bit of territory and kick the ball inside 50. Reardon flew. Unable to complete the mark. Lockie Griggs at the back of the pack. Kicks in Hope. This player's at a bit of a standstill at the moment.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Mackenzie Willis. Will Campbell. Now Kieran Lovell. See if he can bring a bit of dash into this contest. He kicks the ball down the line. Strong mark taken. Oh no, not completed there by Bilson. He did all the hard work. just unable to complete the mark, and that's going to be holding the football, is it?
Surely.
No. Umpire says they'll take it. So
Has
set
to be,
upon
isn't it?
straight away. Did all the hard work, just couldn't quite complete the mark, and strong tackle laid by the Glenorchy player. Quick kick towards the 50-metre arc here for the Magpies. Elijah Reardon does well, combines with McCulloch. Piercing ball down the line, out of bounds on the full. So this wind's picked up and just affecting the contest at the moment here, Brent.
It is indeed. No team can break away and get that elusive first score of the quarter. As they go inside 50 now, Glenorchy. Here's Rice. It's a handball out, and now Campbell finds Lovell, who's had a mountain of the pill this afternoon. He's been everywhere. And here is Tyler Carter taking the grab. Long way from home. Goes the short kick. Hits up Mackenzie Willis. Interesting to see what he does next year, if he heads back to the mainland or stays here in the TSL. Didn't have any real plans when I caught up with him for the news when he arrived back in Tassie. Wasn't quite sure where he'd be, so be a huge get for the Tigers if they can hold on to him for 2021 as they work at forward again. Mark not taken, and Magpies work at forward. Bouncing ball. This might meet the boundary line as well. It does. So a real sort of stalemate here at the moment. 8:2:50 to 8:8:56. We've gone 5 minutes and 45 seconds in this fourth term. Sunday afternoon TSL. Here's Anthony Osborne.
Ball back into play. Sortie against Deegan, as they've done so often today. Kieran Lovell with a quick kick out of the stoppage. Tumbling ball over the line. Just evades Tyler Carter. Looks like the Tigers have just settled on the way they're going to use Carter, Gardner and Sortie, the three big tolls. It looks like Sortie taking the number one ruck mantle. Gardner and Carter playing deeper at the moment. Just took them a little while to work out what the formula was going to be. Served them fairly well today, but Deegan decisively wins that just with a slap out of the contest. Reardon was the first player to get there. Couldn't quite get control of the football as Banks Smith combines with Webster. Webster a late inclusion today. Arnold drives the ball to half forward. Jay Bowden, a clean pickup. Drops the ball, picks the ball up. A bouncing ball towards goal. Rolls out of bounds for a throw in. He just swooped on the football to Jay Bowden. Would have opposing defenders having night terrors when Jay Bowden's doing things like that.
No matter how many times you watch him play, he just always gets you excited, doesn't he? Whenever he's near the ball, doesn't even need to have the ball in his possession, he gets you excited. So the kick there for the Magpies. Here's Banks Smith. Can he break the scoring drought here? Bouncing ball, dangerous spot for the Tigers defenders. They work it out well though. And Carter's there to mop it up at the back, take a nice mark. So it could be a low-scoring quarter here, which would make it a short quarter as well. It's the Tigers with a 6-point buffer at the moment. Good mark there from Cooper Sortie, right on the far side of the ground here at KG5. Have a night game here in a couple of weeks' time as well for Glenorchy. They'll be having to deal with a short turnaround as well. I think Clarence is the only team that avoids a Wednesday night midweek game, Oz.
Yeah, certainly an interesting point in the season to see how every team responds. As you've mentioned, there's no real exact formula of how teams have responded so far, so the Tigers have done a really good job today after the midweek game. So they're just looking for the missing football on the outer side. You can just see Aaron Brennan running onto the field in front of us. That is a distinctive haircut.
It is, isn't it?
Aaron Brennan's running.
Do you reckon this kid's playing dumb here? Like he's pretending he doesn't know where the ball is so he can get a free footy?
Either a free footy or it might be a Tigers fan just wanting to...
There it is. Gets a round of
Bronx
applause
cheers
too.
from the crowd as well.
The Bev Show wasn't hopping the fence to help either. There was no way he was getting over the fence to help that poor kid. There he is.
So a chance for all the players just to have a bit of a mid-quarter break there, Brent. Just Jacob Bevis now throws the ball back into play. Deegan up against Gardner. Gardner wins it down. John Geard merges with the football. Just misses the target with the handball. Burrows Cheng of the Edward variety out wide to Kieran Lovell. quick kick inside 50. The Tigers haven't had many inside 50s this quarter. Hurried ball near the boundary line, out of bounds for a throw-in. I think, the Tigers, from memory, that would be 1 or 2 for the quarter, I reckon, in terms of inside 50s. Ball been parked down Glenorchy's end for the most part.
Yep. Yeah, crucial point of the game here. Almost gone 10 minutes, and we haven't had a score in this final term as the ball is thrown back in. Sorty wins it down. Here's Davies, has a look at goal. Glenorchy, goalkeeper's there though, and now shouts of holding the ball. Here is a shot on goal for the Tigers. The ball smothered off the boot. Dangerous spot here. Can they make Glenorchy pay? Davies throws it on the boot. It's a high ball. Willis underneath it. Can't take the mark. And now Arnold's wrapped up. And Willis looks like he's hurt himself. Taking a long time to get up. He's in a world of hurt, Mackenzie Willis, at the moment. They're calling for the trainer. This would be a big blow for the Tigers at this stage of the game. Superstar of this team. And a lot of concern for him at the moment.
It was just a really tough ball. He was brave to park himself under it, Mackenzie Willis.
It's like he's got himself up, but he's holding a wrist there by the look of it. So that's not good news. And the ball goes up, play goes on. Sorty won the tap. We'll keep an eye on Mackenzie Willis as he makes his way to the bench. Looks like he's in a world of pain, so that's a huge blow for moving forward from today's game for the Tigers. If they lose Mackenzie Willis out of this side. Kick out from Arnold, I think it was, as he works towards the boundary. Overthrow it. Has he paid deliberate? He has, so it's a big moment there.
Huge.
Home crowd not happy with the decision. So we'll see a shot on goal here from Zach Adams, who Anthony Osborne had in hospital at half-time. He's made a miraculous recovery, and we'll have a shot on goal here and try and extend his team's lead to 12 points. Tight pocket here. Wind an issue as well. Let's see what he's got for us. Zach Adams. Be a terrific goal if he can get it. Players fly for it right in the square. And it's wrapped up. We'll have a ball up. So if you're just joining us, Mackenzie Willis just left the ground then. Big blow for the Tigers. Up it goes. Glenorchy do well to work it out through Joseph. Get it out of danger. Deegan puts the ball down. Prize for holding the footy. Umpire let it go. Another ball up.
Yeah, good tackle there from Will Campbell. Nothing happening easily at the moment for Glenorchy. Ball had been camped in Glenorchy's forward half for the opening parts of this final term, but the Tigers with some repeat entries now. Kieran Lovell with a bit of space. He dances around one, dances around two. Hurried kick. Alex Bessel's at the foot of the ball for the Tigers. Unable to take control. Davies is there. Arnold's there. The big guns at the coalface. Just trying to drag Davies and Webster apart.
Had a bit to say to each other the whole game. Davies and Webster.
Another two with AFL experience. Plenty out there today. Sorty. Deegan, the ball goes out of bounds for a throw-in. Cleary, I should say. So, dangerous spot now. Just under 13 minutes played. The ball just parked in the Tigers' forward half at the moment. Still no score in this final term.
It's like Mackenzie Willis walking the boundary there, lifting his arms above his head, which is a great sign. And here's Lovell, throws it on the boot. Would have been an impressive goal. So that's great news that Mackenzie Willis is up and about.
Could be big behind there, Brent.
Could be. Yeah, good point, that one. Literally, Anthony Osborne. 8-9-57, 8-2-50. So I'll take Glenorchy at least 2 shots on goal now to win this game. And big tackle from behind. Umpire's paid holding the footy. So Glenorchy will get the kick here. So Cleary has it. Sends the footy. And now they're off and racing here through Arnold, the captain of Glenorchy. Goes inside 50. Bowden lurking. Can he pull down the mark? He's still got the footy, Jay Bowden. Big tackle from behind, and umpire will ball it up. So Willis on the boundary, and looks like he's about to come back on. So that's wonderful news, because it didn't look great in the first instance, as we see the Pies start on the boot, but the Tigers work it out of defence. Anthony Osborne.
Kieran Lovell just taking his time, takes a bounce and drives the ball down the wing. Burrows Cheng was at the back, but the ball just got held up. Mark taken from Meredith, goes inboard. Bilson cuts it off. That's a huge play for the Tigers. Lockie Griggs now with a bit of space. Dinky ball over the top, finds Carter.
It's been
Started
good today.
the game well, and he's having a couple of big moments in this last quarter as well. He's kicked 3. Made his presence felt around the ground. He goes out wide. Lockie Griggs loves to run and carry. Drives the ball inside 50. Almost a mark taken from the Glenorchy defender. Willis immediately involved, unable to get a damaging kick off his boot. Carter, Joseph and McCulloch all competing for the ball. Tyler Carter does well, does the roving in the end. Gets the ball to Lockie Griggs. That trusty left boot of his. Just falls short to run to almost the tackle late in the nick of time for the Tigers. Did well to get the ball out there with the Magpies. They've got runners as they try and bring the ball from defence into attack. Hacked ball towards half forward. Well trapped there by the Tigers as Reardon swoops on the loose foot. He shrugs one tackle and just bombs the ball as far as he can. Arnold camped underneath it. It's a tough ball to mark, but he takes it on the chest. Goes out wide to Joseph, and the Pies are away.
Brennan now in there for Glenorchy. He's got 2 opponents to beat. Does well, though. Gets it out to Joseph. They go inside here. It's Jay Bowden. Mark not paid. Play on, says the umpire. And now Joseph's wrapped up in a wall of Tigers tacklers and has been pinged for holding the footy.
That's a big moment.
It is a huge moment in this game. And I'll tell you what, Oz, there's been 1 point kick, so time now has become a huge issue for Glenorchy as well. This will not be a long quarter. Shorter quarters this year as well. So the Tigers, you'd have to think, will be favourites from here at the moment unless it's a big play. That's interesting kick from Campbell, but finds a target in Gardner. You wouldn't expect this quarter to go too long at all. The 1 behind. He said it was going to be an important point, Oz. Gardner. Pack forms. Big fly from behind. Here's Webster. What have the Magpies got for us? It's over to them now. Little mountain to climb to get themselves back in this contest. Gone nearly 17 minutes. Geared, throws it on the boot, got his own ball back. Here's Lovell. Good stuff here from the Tigers, but that kick, it may go out in the full. No, it's marked just inside the line by Geared. Glenorchy ball anyway. So, Geared. They need a mark here, the Pies. They need a shot on goal. Not on this occasion. Ball spills to ground. Bowden has the footy. Trying to get boot to ball, but it's all the Tigers. Their defence is holding up well here. Willis. Nice mark. Tigers defenders have been really good today, and they're standing up when it matters most. 17.25 minutes gone. Tigers have to go long here through Willis. Good to see him back on the ground after a little injury scare at the start of this term. Glenorchy have the footy now. Dan Joseph centres the ball. Is this their moment? The Magpies. Roberts centres the ball. Not his best kick, and now it is all the Tigers. They're on here now. Marcus Davies has 1 bounce. Looks at what's ahead of him. They go inside 50. They won't get a mark, but they might get the ball here. The Tigers through Ollie Burrows Cheng. Has a look forward. Falls in front of Bilson and out of bounds. So it's in a good spot for them. 18 minutes gone. 1 point only this quarter. Siren won't be too far away, Anthony Osborne.
Yeah, Tigers have the ball where they want it at the moment. It was a risky kick inboard, and the Tigers did well enough in the end. Some fantastic defensive efforts. 7 points the difference now. Played 18 and a bit minutes. Time well and truly the enemy now for Glenorchy. Back into play. Forward pocket for the Tigers. Cleary does the right thing. Just gains some yards with his big fist out of the contest. Brennan's there for the Glenorchy Magpies, but Sam Rice is going to lead the pursuit for the ball. Will Campbell comes in for reinforcements. Umpire will take that as a stoppage. So about 70 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Tigers' side of the wing. Wind picking up. Sunshine bathing KG5 at the moment.
He escaped the rain after all. Hasn't been a factor in this one as Zach Webster pushes it forward for the Glenorchy Magpies. They need at least 2 shots on goal to win this game now, and it's in the hands of the Tigers as Davies works it forward, finds a target. And now Willis running onto the footy. He's taken the mark inside 50, Mackenzie Willis, telling everyone to get back on the goal line. He's going to have a shot on goal and chew some of the time off this clock. And there won't be much left to chew off it anyway. That might be all the Tigers need to do here to win this game now.
After having that injury, he's had a couple of big moments, Mackenzie Willis. Mark at half back, now a shot on goal.
So to ice the cake here for Kingborough, he's pushed that to the right, Willis, and it is through for a minor score. Takes the lead to 8 points now for the Tigers. 8-10, 58 to 8-2, 50. Glenorchy bring it back in. Josh Arnold, the captain, with the ball on the back line. Webster. The kick's a dangerous one to Brennan. Ball turned over again. Here's Willis once more. Handball's out. Cheeky little handball. Kick goes forward. Gardner off the ground. Touched. Touch ball. So they bring it back in again, Glenorchy. And Davies is there to mop it up for the Tigers. Nice mark. So you'd think that would just about be it now as far as a Glenorchy win goes. The time is the enemy, as we say. Sorty takes the mark. Telling him to have a shot. His teammates out there. He's got someone loose there. Might have been Willis in the forward line. Anyway, Sorty goes to the top of the square. Who's there to mark it? It's a nice one. And it's that man, Jack Bilson, who we've seen kick a goal this afternoon. He'll go back now directly in front and ice this win for the Tigers.
Yeah, 2 to his name already, Jack Bilson. Looks to be a lovely set shot kick and just a really strong performance from the Tigers today.
Siren can only be seconds away here at KG5. This to make the lead 15 points. Jack Bilson comes in and misses. So it won't matter now though. That's a 10-point lead. Can only be seconds left in this game. Big torpedo out from fullback from Webster. Tigers have it again though. They just can't get it past the halfway line at the moment. The Maggies. And they'll take some more time off the clock here.
Yeah, this is just unfolding well now for the Tigers. Glenorchy thrown a lot at them today, but strong resilience from Trent Baumela's side. Brennan, ball at half back. Just a hurried kick. Tigers with the sit. Banks Smith, who's played well for Glenorchy today, is also there, but Elijah Reardon does the mopping up. So Tigers bring the ball across half back. Kick inboard, Will Campbell. Handball in hope in the end, only goes as far as Riley Best. Riley Ashland, his debut, he's been handy today. Goes out to McCulloch as a siren sounds. The Kingborough Tigers get another win on the board, their second win this week. 8-12-60, defeating the Magpies 8-2-50, and you can see the reaction straight away from the players and the fans. That is a huge win for this football club. In the end, 10-point victors. That's a fantastic win, Brent Costello.
Really good win, as you say. 2 wins inside the space of 5 days, and a strong contingent of Tiger supporters here this afternoon as well. They were delighted with that win as the siren sounded, but it is so important, isn't it, to get the W. As the coach, Trent Baumler, just wanders in for a cuddle with his former co-worker.
He's a very happy man, Trent Baumler, and he should be. That was a fantastic win, and it was a close contest all day, but you do look at the scoring shots in the end, 10 scoring shots to 20, so double the scoring shots for the Tigers. They wasted a few opportunities in the third quarter, a couple late as well, but in the end, were the better side on the day. Jay Bowden kicked 4 for Glenorchy, Callan Daly 3, Ryan Banks-Smith, the other goal kicker. For the Tigers, 3 to Tyler Carter, 2 to Jack Bilson, singles to Will Campbell, Kieran Lovell and Mackenzie Willis. It's been a good week for the Kingborough Football Club, Brent. It's been a tough year for them, but it's been a really good week.
Oh, it has indeed. And they're just getting things right at the right time of year, aren't they? And if you look back, they've had some heavy losses, but they've had some close losses as well, haven't they? So had they have won a few of those games, they'd be a lot further up the ladder than they are at the moment. But, gee whiz, it's an important win as far as finals goes, and no wonder the coach, Trent Bormel, is delighted.
Absolutely, and yeah, shout out as well to Mackenzie Willis in that last quarter. He had that big impact injury. We weren't really sure what it was. It looked to be something to do with his wrist or his shoulder. Eventually came back out on the field and had a couple of huge moments. I know he didn't kick that goal, but again, he chewed some time off the clock and really set them up. And I think the Tigers team of this year, to have guys like Mackenzie Willis and Kieran Lovell there, just provide some cool heads for moments like that. And the Tigers, in the end, had the composure to win the game of football.
They did. I haven't looked at the fixture for next week, Oz, but whatever game they've got next week, these two teams, is going to be important, isn't it? So, looking forward to our next round of TSL footy. We've got a Wednesday night game here, not next week, the one after, at KG5. I'll be disappointed with that, Glenorchy, not being able to get over the line this afternoon, but full credit to the Tigers off the short break. They've got the win here by 10 points, 8-12-60. To 8-2-50. Being good being alongside you, Anthony, this afternoon.
It's been a very enjoyable Sunday afternoon, Brent, and I wish you the best of luck with the West Coast Eagles over the coming weeks as well.
Yeah, thank you. As we see Lockie Watt get a send-off too for his 100th game. Really strong crowd here from the Tigers' perspective this afternoon. It's great to see as we see him embrace the coach, Trent Bormel, there. So well done to Lockie Watt, 100 games for the Tigers. As we sign off here from KG5, hope you've enjoyed the coverage today, and we'll catch you next weekend here on the live stream.